What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the People Person podcast, presented by Good Time Media. Today, I'm joined by Johnny. Is it Montello? Is that how you say your last name?
Yep.
Perfect. Nailed it. Who is the assistant coach for the IUPUI women's basketball team and the number one Schmidt impersonator in the world, which is how I got connected with him. I thought about doing this just like audio only and then having you do like Schmidt voice the whole time. And then I would just get free clout because people think I actually interviewed like Max Greenfield, which would be unfair to you. So I didn't do that, but I did think about that. That would be hilarious.
I appreciate it.
How you doing today? Doing all right?
Yeah, doing great. We're actually off today, so just kicking it. That's why today was perfect for this and just enjoying the city, man. That's it.
Yeah, enjoy Indy as much as possible. How long have you been here living in Indy?
Only about 4.5 months. So I live right downtown, which is cool. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio initially, so about 4.5 hours from home. But yeah, just moved here for the new job at IUPUI. I was at a Division II school in Ohio before this, Walsh University. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Are you is this like a crazy time right now? Is the season, are you guys just preseason stuff right now?
Yeah, we're getting there though. November 7th is the home opener. So it's coming up real fast. I think we got less than 2 weeks now. It's just crazy. Being a new staff, you got a lot of stuff to teach too. So we're getting there though. I'm excited.
How's the team looking?
Good. They were really good last year. They won the Horizon League, went to NCAA tournament, beat a couple Big Ten schools. Yeah, so we got good pieces to work with here. Just kind of got to put it all together in our system. So one day at a time, and we're plugging away.
Hell yeah. I love that, Coach Doc. Gets me fired up. All the right phrases, one day at a time, day by day, all the check box. You gotta check all those boxes.
It sounds like talk, but I mean, stacking the days, that's anything in life though. You stack one good day on top of the next, and you build momentum. And I think so much in life's about momentum, so I mean, that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, people wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, right? It's just saying for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I want to get in. We'll do the whole Schmidt stuff because that's how I got contact with you. So I'm repping the New Girl brand right now. We're wearing the hoodie.
It.
So I make a bunch of like New Girl TikToks just because I love the show, and then they kind of caught fire a little bit. So I just kept doing it because I was like, oh, people like this. And then people kept tagging me in your videos. And I was like, who is this? So like, I'll reach out. Let's see what happens. I want to. When did you realize you could do that? Was it like untapped potential?
Oh my gosh. So I watched the show a lot in like college. So it's been a minute, and I'm 28 now. So I mean, shit, it was 10 years. It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming in. I would actually do it just drunk at a bar on accident. And some people started to be like, oh my God, you sound like Schmidt. But I was watching the show so much that I didn't even know I was doing it.
Yeah.
And I would just get mad at someone at the bar and start yelling at them in a Schmidt voice. And yeah, it's kind of how it started.
I figured that would be it. Cause I was like, everyone has that like alter ego they go into after a few drinks. And like, I was like, that sounds like something that would happen. Like, it just comes out and you're like, oh, I'm kind of good at this.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's funny because my friends, like my good group of friends, we used to always go out at Kent State University. That's like close to home for me. All my Kent friends like thought it was so funny and stuff. And now if I accidentally do it in front of them, they're like, dude, stop it. Like, dude, I know you like, stop, it's funny, but so that's how it started.
Do you have a go-to line if someone's like, hey, just do the voice, do the Schmidt voice? Do you have like a line like, I'll do this and then I'm done? Like what's the line you go to?
You want to just do it?
I wasn't gonna be that guy to be like, tell a joke, be a comedian, or like just do the thing. But
no, it's easier just do it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd be like, Nick, you look ridiculous. You look like a homeless pencil. Winston, and then maybe some street use everywhere, kind of thing. But
that's perfect. That's awesome. That's great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I feel like that would does it get annoying? Do people like do the thing, do the Schmidt voice, do like
not really
dance for me, monkey? Yeah,
like because most of the time it's when I'm drinking. So it's like I'm like whatever, attention. Look at me. Who doesn't like attention? So I don't know. It's sometimes a little, but not really. No, it's not too bad. I think it's funny. If I make people laugh, that's great. So
yeah, exactly. Do you ever get nervous that like you don't know enough about the show and like you're not a reference is gonna like go over your head? Because like I feel like I run into that issue a lot. People like DM me a certain reference and I won't get it right away, and they're like, "Oh, you're not even a New Girl fan." I'm like, I can't get them all, dude. It's
I
tough.
know. Well, exactly. So I watched it so much in college, and before I even started like doing this stuff on TikTok or anything, I was actually trying not to watch the show so I could forget things. You know how you do that with a show
Yeah.
and then you can
Yeah.
rewatch it again? Because I watched it like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times throughout a couple of years, and it gets boring after a certain amount
Hmm.
of time. So I was trying to like forget things, and not watch it a lot. And now, obviously, since all this stuff, I've been watching it more and more again. And people are like, yeah, dude, this scene, this episode, and it makes you kind of go back and rewatch,
Yeah.
just looking at the Schmidt stuff. But there's so many lines that I don't remember. Like, it's kind of my in between show now, where if I'm in between some
Yeah.
things, I'll just watch that for a couple of days, and I'll see Schmidt will say something. I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even remember that one as one to do, but it was so funny. So definitely some references that I don't remember. People comment things, I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't even
Yeah.
know.
Literally.
So
Oh,
yeah.
I run into that all the time. I always give myself like 3 or 4 months off of watching the show. Usually it's just a background show while I'm working, like throw on
Yep.
the TV, whatever, and then I'll take 3 or 4 months off and then I'll watch it again. And I'm in a down period right now, so I haven't watched it probably since like March. Which I'll probably
Yep.
need to get
Yep.
back on. But yeah, I'll get DMs all the time. They're like, "Oh, dude, remember this scene from this episode?" I'm like, "No, I don't. Sorry." And they're like, what is what it is. But I'm
I'm
sure.
with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite episode or moment? It doesn't have to be Schmidt related, just like in general, because it's a great show.
Oh, man, there's a lot. I don't know. I'll tell you what, the one I laughed the most at is when I was trying to do the impression of it, was the when Cece gets him a fat man scarf. I know that's such a weird thing to like, but my wife got me a fat man scarf. I could not get through it, man. I just could, I laughed so hard. And she's like, or he goes, how long do you think my freaking neck is, or something like that. I lost it. That was really funny to me. I don't know, man. Favorite episode? That's really hard. Yeah, I don't got one off
Yeah.
the top of my head. Yeah.
Very fair. My go-to is background check when Nick wears the kimono, the lady comes over to the cop, and then Jess gets high off the drugs through her boob skin.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
incredible. She's
That's a
high on
great
she's
one.
high on meth the whole time, and it's really funny. That's
That's
a
awesome.
classic.
I love it.
When did you first post on TikTok? My guess is you just started posting because like for fun, and then you did a Schmidt thing and it blew up. Is that what happened?
Yeah. So actually, my girlfriend posted me on hers first.
Okay.
Madeline Brayman's her name on there. And that one got like, it's like 2.8 million views or something. And that was right during COVID. So I don't know what that would have been, May of the first COVID year kind of thing. We had nothing to do. We're sitting there. And like I said, I was doing it drunk at the bar with some of her friends actually. And they were like, just do it, make a TikTok. Cause it was like TikTok was all
Yeah.
anyone was paying attention to at that time. So I was like, fine, like no one's gonna like it. Like put it on your birthday, see how it goes. And then I started making them on my own after that. So it's been a minute. I took about a 2-year break from it. So
Smart.
I don't know. I was just doing it a bunch, and then some stuff happened, family stuff, life stuff,
Mhm.
and kind of just got busy. And yeah, so kind of stopped for a bit, but now I'm kind of getting settled in again and just having fun with it.
Sweet. Was your girlfriend pissed that you went viral?
No, she wasn't. She loved it. She
A
got like,
little bit.
I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to ask. I don't know. She wouldn't say it. I don't think if she
Yeah.
was, but she got a bunch of followers and she started making some TikToks, and we
Yeah.
just kind of had fun with it. And like during COVID, it was so perfect. That's kind of another reason I took a break, was because we went back into real life.
Yeah.
During COVID, it was so easy. We're like, well, what are we gonna do today? You want to do a puzzle or do you want to make a
Yeah.
TikTok? So then I was like, let's make TikToks. So we just made a bunch. She made a ton. I made a ton. Yeah. So that's kind of how I got started. It was really fun when
Yeah.
there was nothing to do and the world was shut down. So
Yeah. That's the thing.
yeah.
Everyone who comes on here. So I like have a bunch of different people on here, musicians, songwriters, just whatever, like all across the board, which is I kind of like it. It's kind of chaotic each week. It's different. Everyone always has like a COVID story or like something that came out of COVID, just out of
Mm-hmm.
the circumstances, like something good that came out of it, which is always weird because obviously I say this every episode, so I'm pretty redundant at this point. But like it was a very shitty situation and awful, and
Uh-huh.
like no one ever wants to go through that again. But so much like weird good things came out of it because you had a time to just like slow down. like get
For
out of
sure.
real life for a second and just like what actually matters to me and like what do I enjoy doing, which is cool. It sounds like
Yeah,
that's the same thing. It's like I'm just having
for
fun with it.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of reminding me. I say it in coaching all the time. I call it 90-10. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. And that's just about attitude and circumstances and things like that. Obviously, I'm getting very coachy right now.
Oh, I
But
love it. No, I love it. We could just do
yeah,
coach. I'll do coach talk for the rest of the show if you want to.
no, Schmidt,
We
go.
could just
No, I'm
trade
good.
sayings back and forth.
Let's just keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I mean that's kind of like that. I started my own graphic design business actually during
Oh,
COVID as
sweet.
well. So, you came out of it with, kind of refreshed and having this, two new things that I'm doing, which was pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, just like you said, it's all about, what you make it. So
Yeah. I mean, that's how this is all started. I started a media company. I had stuff going on, but then I sat down and actually like restructured it and started. So it's called Good Time. Big thing right there.
yeah,
I just sort of restructured everything because I had time to do it. And it was kind of nice because it made me realize like I could do this every year and just take 2 weeks to like stop everything, settle down, slow down, what actually matters to me. And like, I feel like that'd be very beneficial for people to do just like yearly without the outside circumstances of like the doom of a pandemic, just like slow down
yeah,
for a little bit. It was a very good life lesson. Obviously there's still some rebuilding to do, just grand scheme of things, but
sure,
it's a good
yeah.
life lesson for sure.
No, and to piggyback off that a little bit, like, sure, people take vacations and stuff, but how often do you get back from a vacation and you're more exhausted than when you left?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're having a great time, which is awesome, but sometimes you just need a little bit of reset to yourself a little
Yeah.
bit and to do nothing. I don't know.
Yeah. My mom brought this up the other day, actually. With vacations, it's always interesting because the week before vacation, you spend all that time like getting ahead so you don't have to work that week. And the week back from the vacation, you're behind, so you work harder to catch up. You end up just working more because of the
Yeah,
vacation. It's crazy.
isn't it?
It's a weird thing. But yeah.
Yeah, they try to tell us that vacation days, yeah, take them, use them. You got it, all
Yeah.
this stuff. It's like, yeah, but yeah, I hear you.
It's all scheme to get you to work harder.
Yeah.
So let's walk back before you got into coaching. I'm assuming you played ball in college, high school,
Yeah.
all that. What drew you to, even at a young age, what drew you to basketball?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. I like to just be able to react. Like my favorite part of basketball is transition. You're going, there's no play, there's nothing, you're just going, you make decisions, and you just get to be out there and be in the moment, kind of be where your feet are a little bit. So I always love that. And I like the performance aspect of it too. I noticed that about myself in college. I was in entrepreneurship classes and I was like, fuck, I like talking. Like I like
Yeah.
being, having something where I have to prepare, even if you get a little nervous before it. I enjoyed the performance aspect of it, and whether I knew that or not at the time, I did enjoy that growing up, and that's kind of what drew me to it. And coaching as well. I mean, you're putting on the show, you're doing the scouting report, you're doing all that, getting the team ready to put on this performance for people. So I think that's what drew me to it and keeps me in it as well. So
yeah. Do you have a like either high school or college story where you went up against like maybe a potential future like NBA player or some kid who was a stud? I feel like every basketball player I know who played in high school has that story. Like, oh, I went up against like Eric Gordon. That was the R guy, like Eric Gordon, Greg Oden, those guys. Do you have any stories like that?
not with that big of guys, honestly, no. I played AAU and stuff all through high school, but geez, maybe I just didn't remember. Social media wasn't as big then.
Yeah.
So like it was, I mean, keep in mind I'm 28. So like all the rankings and stuff that you see nowadays, it's not what it was back then. You didn't know who these people were. You just went and
Yeah.
played, which I kind of missed the beauty of that in a way. But yeah, there were definitely some big. There was this dude in our conference that was 6'10". He played at a big Division I school, and I'm 5'9". So
Yeah.
and I'm good, but like I ain't going over 6'10".
Yeah.
But no, I wish I had more stories like that. I probably played against people I don't even know, like
Yeah.
in the AU. But that's how it was back in the day, I guess. But
That's
yeah.
probably better that way, so you don't like psych yourself out. Like if you knew you're going up against a stud, you'd be nervous. You'd be a little more careful with the ball. You wouldn't play your game. I feel like you could psych
Sure,
yourself out.
absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Talk about that transition to coaching. Then you're playing. Was there a time after? Was it always like I want to coach, or was there a time after you're done playing, you took a step back and realized, oh, I missed this. I want to stay involved.
It was actually so my first I played 3 years in college. I actually ended up getting 6 concussions over
No,
about a 4-year span.
holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. It
Yeah, I
playing
got
basketball?
yeah.
Whoa. That's
Yeah,
nuts. Oh wait,
took a
how like
charge.
really just charges all day? Just you're that kind of scrappy
Two
point
of them
guard?
were charges. I was scrappy. Yeah, 2 were charges. Whacked my head on the floor. Had to get 4 staples in at the one time.
Ah,
A lot of elbows right to the face. Just a bunch of crazy stuff, man. Honestly.
jeez.
Yeah, but so I wasn't having a great college career anyway. I mean,
Hmm.
keep in mind I'm 5'9", and how athletic do you
Yeah.
think I am? I mean, I'm an athlete, but I'm not. I'm not a crazy athlete like that.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just started to think about that my junior year. And I actually started my own AAU program in that spring, just to see if I liked it. And I loved it. I
Hmm.
was running the show. It was very nerve wracking running your own business and coaching. And, I'm 20 at the time coaching, 16-year-olds. Just kind of
Yeah.
interesting experience.
You're
But
literally describing me right now. I hope you know
really,
that. So I'm gonna steal advice from you, but you keep going. Yeah.
yeah, no. So just there's definitely a lot of fear early on in it. Just a lot of fear with like, are they going to respect me? Am I doing the
Mhm.
right things? But I liked, again, coming back to that performance aspect. Like, I'm running the show. It's pretty cool,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to do it. And then I got actually right after I finished college, I got a graduate assistant job at Walsh University. So on the women's side, and that paid for my master's degree. And I got to start my coaching career. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
that's a very real thing, especially if you start out coaching at a young age. As this was my first year coaching. I just wrapped up a little less than a month ago.
Okay.
And I just turned 23. So I'm 22 coaching a bunch of high schoolers who 4 years ago, like I was them. Like that was me.
Yeah.
And so there's two different ways you can look at it. A, like I need to earn their respect. I like because obviously there's such a young, they could easily walk over you. Like I had 53 kids on this team. So like it's a huge
Wow.
team. So you have to like, I want to earn that respect. But I also think there's a level to it where because you're so close in age to them, they want to earn your respect more, if that makes
Sure.
sense. Like if
Yep.
I was a 6-year-old fart who just walked into their new coach, they're gonna try, they don't care what I
Yeah.
think or what I think of them. But as someone who's close in age, it's almost like when you're a freshman in high school and the seniors, like you want the seniors to like you.
Exactly. No, that's
It's
a
the same.
perfect way.
Yeah, it's the same kind of dynamic where like I think I can use that, and then you just have to. For me, at least, I had to just keep going back to like I know tennis,
Mhm.
I know the game, so like just trust that. Like, because there's
Yeah.
parts of it coming as a young coach, you're like, dude, this is like, am I qualified for this at all? But then and then you
Yeah.
realize like, wait, I know the sport. I've done this my whole life. Was there like
Yeah.
talk me through like was that doubting process you mentioned a little bit, just like do I feel qualified for this?
Sure. It took me a while to start, like, obviously with my AAU program, I was speaking up a lot, but as an
Hmm.
assistant, it took me some time to start really, at practice, to stop a drill, to start talking in
Yeah.
front of the whole group rather than just pulling one kid aside. Um, I think the best piece of advice, I don't remember who told me, but they said, fake it till you make it. Just say it with
Yeah.
confidence. And if we're wrong, we'll adjust it later.
Yeah.
But let's just pretend that we know it, and then they'll think we know it. They'll believe in you.
Exactly.
And out of the, if they ask you 10 things, you might know 9 of them, but that one causes doubt with them. But and then also, especially early on, I felt like my role was to be a good role model. And I
Mhm.
was coaching boys at the time, so
Yeah.
that was easier as far as being only a couple years older than them to be a role model for them. Basketball was great, all that stuff, but let's be honest, of my 30 kids that I coached, 3 of them went to play college basketball. So
Mhm.
really, I was trying to teach them about life and just
Yeah.
help them on their path. So that kind of grounded me a little bit. Like, hey, in a couple of years, they're not going to. It's not going to be important if I say this wrong to them. So
Yeah. Exactly. I think, yeah, like whether you like it or not, you're going to be a role model. It's just whether you're a positive or negative one in that sense.
sure,
Like you're
that's
already
an
in,
interesting point.
yeah, you're already in that position. They are going to learn from you whether you like it or not. So like
Mm,
you just try to do the best you can and hopefully take the good parts from it. And yeah, it is an interesting dynamic being closer in age to people you are coaching. Cause then I took
sure.
from my old coaches as well. Were there any coaches in your past, or you like, I want to model, like I want to be like them, like they were a good coach to me, if I can be like them, I'm in a good position.
Oh, 100%. My high school basketball coach, Coach Force, still very close with him to this day. I mean, he's just still such a role model for me. I mean, he's all about that 90-10 stuff, process over outcome, just overall, mindfulness. And recently we've been talking about gratitude a lot. I mean, we connect on, things far more than basketball. It's so funny. We barely even talk about basketball. Now we talk about all this other stuff. And I want to have that impact on, certain players, and basketball is what brings you together, or tennis or whatever sport.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you can kind of incorporate other life things, because guess what? Sports are going to end one day for some people, but these life lessons of gratitude and, reacting to your circumstances and all that stuff are always present. So, if I can help some people along the way through that, through coaching, that's really the ultimate goal.
Are there is there a moment, like either a first moment or a more recent moment, where you're like, oh, this coaching thing, like, this is why I do this. This is like that, like, made it all worth it. Like a moment like this, if I can have a billion like this, I'm very happy with my decision to start coaching.
Yeah, no, I just remember one from last year, one of our players. I mean, it stands out in my mind. I mean, there's some from this year as well, but this one just came to mind right away. Last year, one of our players was going through some stuff with her family, some family illness. I didn't even realize she was having a bad day, but, I stopped, talked to her, we just had a conversation, told her she's doing really well. I'm here if you need to talk, blah, 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 whenever we got into some stuff. And, it was just pretty casual on my end. And, said, I believe in you, you're going to be great. Everything's going to be okay. Something like simple like that. And I got a text from her later that night, said, I was having the worst day. You made it completely better. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really appreciate you. And it's just like little things like that to me. Like, I didn't even know I was making a difference at that moment. I just was just doing it. I was just out there talking. And, had she not texted me that, maybe I wouldn't have even noticed it. And, you start to think, like, how many of those moments are you actually having? And now I'm a little more aware of just checking it, check in with kids and make sure they're doing good. So that's definitely a big one for me. Yeah.
I this just came to mind too. Like, there's obviously so many moments like that. You're like, it just reaffirms, like, oh, this is why I do that. Another good point that was made to me, we had like a coaches meeting in the fall, and it was when you're coaching, we're at practice, that is like the 1 hour, hour and a half, 2 hours that these kids aren't on their phone for the whole day. Like, don't have their phone on them, don't have that. And I never thought about that. I was like, you're right. Like, even like when at the dinner table talking to their parents, for the most part, they have their phone on them. Sure. I was like, that's a really good moment to, like, you can do a lot in that moment, in the hour, hour and a half, when, like, they're disconnected for just a little bit. Even if, like, it's a weird, I never thought of it that way. Like, even as an athlete, like playing in college, I didn't realize like that, like the time I was away from my phone and disconnected was at practice during matches. Like, that was it. Even in class, I have my phone. I'm sitting there watching sports, have my phone. I'm eating dinner, eating like lunch, whatever. You always have your phone. And so just the disconnect for that hour and a half is really interesting. I never thought of it that way, which
I never have either. That's the first time that I've really put that together. And I'm thinking as a coach as well, that's 2 hours a day that I don't have my phone.
Yeah.
And I kind of get to decompress a little bit. And that's interesting. I never really thought about that, but wow, that's crazy.
It was really cool. It really opened my eyes to, like, how important that practice time is too. I was like, oh, like this, you can really do a lot in that time. Do you notice a big difference? You said you were coaching guys for the AAU and now you're coaching girls. Is there a difference in coaching style there?
Yeah, I get asked this one a lot because I actually coached 1 year down in Florida at Eckerd College. It's a Division II.
My buddy goes there.
No way.
Yeah, I'm actually visiting him down in January. I'm excited to get down there. Oh my God,
St. Pete's amazing. It's I live right downtown St. Pete. And I was coaching on the guys' side down there. Go Tritons, tell your friend. But that's a good spot. But so I was coaching the guys down there. That was right before COVID, so 3 years ago now. I will tell you what, I don't want the guys to get mad at me, but the guys are way more dramatic than the girls. They all think they're going to the league, that they're going overseas, they're doing this, that. I'm like, all right, I hear you, but you're the ninth off the bench and you're a senior. Maybe you just shut up and listen to what we're trying to teach you, and maybe you can, contribute and stuff. The girls are way more positive. I mean, obviously, with anything, there's
there's extremes.
Take it with a grain. Correct. Exactly. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say. But for the most part, the girls are way more positive, way more energetic. In my opinion, more respectful. I have far more enjoyment coaching the women's side. I also think purely from a coaching perspective and X's and O's, you can make more of a difference with the girls because they listen and they're going to do what you ask them to, whereas the guys are just going to rely on their raw athleticism to make plays, and you just don't have as much control over things. And I don't know, I enjoy it far more coaching the girls, and I think that the boys are dramatic. So
I'll get attest to that one with 53 guys on my team. So I hope they're listening to this too. What's your goal long term with coaching? Is this something I want to do this the rest of my life? You want to keep moving up? Or are you fine with the level you're at? Do you want to stay like college, or what's the goals you have career wise?
Yeah, no, right now, definitely college. I just love it, man. Just it's such a transitional period. And like I said before, my main thing that I want to be, my why, is to help other people. So at the college level, I feel like I can do that at the highest level, where people are going through this really interesting point in their time, 18 to 22 years old. You can make a big impact in that time. That time frame changes the rest of your life, really. The relationships and friendships you have in that time really mold you for the next 10, 15 years. And that's what essentially makes the rest of your life, right? So I would love to stay at the college level. I do want to be a head coach one day. I have a great boss right now. That's my head coach here at IUPUI. I've been with her for a long time. This will be 6 out of the last 7 years.
Wow.
So I've had someone great to look up to. I want to do it myself one day. I'm getting to that age pretty close. I'm 28 now. It's normally around 30-ish when you can get kind of a Division II head coaching job, or if I stay here at the Division I level for a long time, maybe I can sneak in at, something like that. So it's going to be kind of a right situation kind of thing too. Also, I'm very loyal to my head coach, and we're starting out, first year here, definitely want to get it off the ground with her and, make sure we're in a good spot here. So
yeah, let's manifest it. What's your dream school to coach at, be the head coach of?
Dream school to be the head coach of? Wow. I think about this all the time, and I don't have a perfect answer. Ideally, I'm from Ohio, so Ohio State would be really cool. That's kind of an obvious, easy answer for me. More, I guess, specific answer. I love the warm weather, man. I'd love to get back down south. I could see myself, geez, if I'm at a great Division II and I'm on the beach, I might never leave. I might stay right there. I'm making enough money. Shoot, I don't know. It's all going to be fit. But yeah, definitely Ohio State, just from, being from Ohio, or, somewhere nice and warm. So
yeah. And another coaching question. Are you in a suit like every day? Is that tough, or is it just game day?
Just game day, and picture day. Game day and picture day. So 31 to 35 times a year I'm suited up, which is a lot more than some people nowadays, because most people are working from home and you're fully suited up. But there's been a trend in coaching for basketball where people are wearing athletic gear to coach in rather than dressing up, and I find that to be lazy personally.
Really?
I want to get dressed up. Let's do it. Like I said, performance. Let's look the best. We look good. We feel good. We play good. So you coach good. That's my opinion on it. I'm not knocking anybody, but I think that started during COVID, like that year where we had no fans. People are like, "Why are we dressing up?" Just they start wearing.
It's a good point, though. Yeah,
I understand that, but they're back. People are back. Let's make it more of a experience again. So I enjoy dressing up, though. I don't know, it's just it makes it a little more special. It's something a little different. So
I like that, like, pro suit take. I feel like a lot of people are, you're right, they're trending in the direction of like, why am I doing this? This feels over the top. But there's a point, it's like you're putting on a performance, a show. You want to look, and then look good, feel good is a mantra I stand by completely. If I look good, or even just think that I look good, my confidence is through the roof, my energy's up, I feel good. That's just a very real thing that no one can dispute.
Everything. Like if your confidence is, oh my gosh, I can talk for hours about confidence. It's just so interesting. It's just this made up construct in our minds that I'm confident or I'm not confident. And whether you believe you are or you're not, it's what you're going to be. Right.
Yeah.
And little things like, looking good make you feel more confident. I'm very superstitious, actually.
Really?
So I feel more confident if I, go through my same process on a game day. I feel way more confident, and I exude that confidence on other people. Does it really matter the, type of toothpaste I use? fuck no. But I mean, but it might make me feel a little bit better, and then I make somebody else feel a little bit better. And I think that there's so much power in just that thought process of being confident.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Uh,
big in anything in life. So
100%. What this was a question. So I do a live show every day, noon to 1. And I told people that you were coming on, and I asked them if they had any questions they wanted to ask. The one I got that cracked me up the most was they hated the name IUPUI. And I, being in Indiana my whole life, like I grew up here, so like I've always made fun of IUPUI because it's just like it sounds funny. If you could give a new name to IUPUI, what would it be? That's a
well,
tough.
there is a new one coming.
Oh, they're
They
changing it,
passed it.
right? Yeah.
They're changing it.
What is it?
IUI. IUI.
IUI?
Yeah.
That might be worse.
No comment
That
on my
might be
end.
worse.
Yeah, I mean, it does get confusing. I think it will be better. Just dropping the two initials is going to be helpful, whether
Yeah.
it sounds whatever. Just it does get confusing. There's so many like IUPs, IU this, IU that. Like now it's just IU Indianapolis. It's going to be a lot more easy to explain to people. I think it'll be beneficial for us now. I don't know if I could make up a name. Geez, I
Yes.
don't know,
That's
man.
tough.
I
Yeah.
got nothing
So
for
what's
you.
is IUI what Indiana University of Indianapolis?
Yep.
That's tough because we got UIndy too.
Yep. That's the
University of
first thing I
Indianapolis.
thought.
That's
But
tough. But hey, whatever. It works.
yeah.
The another question to your about coaching a little bit. Do your players know about the TikTok Schmidt stuff?
Oh yeah, they know.
How do you handle
Yeah.
that? Because I deal with that. All my high schoolers find my TikTok. That's a whole world of hurt. I'm sure college kids handle it better.
They definitely handle it better, I would imagine.
Yeah.
They're pretty chill with it. Like I want to make one with them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little preview. It's going to be I have to fill in for coach for the day. So like
Oh.
coach is stuck in traffic and I gotta go fill in for practice. So I'm just gonna be yelling like an idiot, like
Mhm.
run faster, touch the line, all this kind of stuff.
That'd be
Um,
awesome.
yeah, and they're just gonna be looking at me like I'm nuts. So I mean, especially our freshmen are very like yeah, let's make one, let's do
Yeah.
it. You know, the older kids are like, okay, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty chill. It's funny with recruiting. My head coach and our assistants keep showing the recruits my TikTok before I even, you know, I don't know. It's just funny and like they're in high school and stuff. But yeah. So I mean, it's just I'm a pretty chill guy. It's
Yeah.
not like too weird or anything. I don't think.
Yeah. A few more questions here. I want to know about the. So you said you have a graphic design company.
Yeah.
What's that about? What's that? How did that start?
Yeah, so I was doing it freelance for a long time, for like 7 or 8 years or something. Just on the side, like as a graduate assistant coach, you don't make a ton of money, as you can
Yeah.
imagine. So I started doing it in college, got really good at it, you know, a couple years later. Was making a lot of logos for people and, you know, other forms of print media stuff. And then during COVID, I was just like, hey, let's just full go with this. I got nothing else to do. Let's do it. Let's launch it. And I got a bunch of business early on. It was great.
Awesome.
I do a ton of logos. I do animations, so commercials, video, any video work. I'm not great at shooting video, but I do a lot of editing,
Yeah.
animation. I just don't have the cameras to be or the
Yeah.
equipment to be good at shooting. But and then any form of print, I did ebook design, some other stuff. Kind of getting into some web design as well. So it's really just stuff to do on the side with coaching because during the summer you can really make a lot of extra money if you have
Yeah.
kind of a side hustle. And now that I'm at the Division 1 level, my salary is definitely a lot better, and I don't
Yeah.
necessarily need it. But I'm kind of filling in. I have a few little pipelines that get me projects. My cousin has his own software company, so constantly just getting
Yeah.
logos from that. And it's slowed down a lot since the new job, but yeah.
Yeah. I might have to use you. We're always designing because we have like a bunch of different the way Good Time works. Basically, I act as a platform for like high school or college age kids who want to get involved with like podcasts, blogging, do internet shows, stuff like that. Give them a platform to try it out. So we're always like, as you can imagine, a bunch of new shows coming in and out a couple months. And I'm always like designing a logo. I'm not the best at it, but like I just have to sit there and like teach myself. Like everything I've done here, I just teach myself, which is a pain, but you get through it. So I might have to outsource some of that, give you some more business there.
Heck yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yep, I got you. I love what you said about teaching yourself, because that's how I did design. I was
Yeah.
in that entrepreneurship stuff in college, and we were, making our own products and stuff. And I was like, let me just figure out how to make it. So I figured it out, and YouTube University, got a degree from there. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, everything in the world you want is on YouTube. So.
100%. Yeah. And a lot of stuff you don't want is on YouTube as well.
Correct.
Like this podcast right here. No one needs another podcast, but
come on.
Here we are. Here we are.
I love it.
I saw you're a Cleveland sports fan.
Oh yeah.
So like that sucks. That sucks, right?
I was just waiting. I was like, what's he gonna say? Yeah, no, it does suck. It's horrible. It's like the most gut-wrenching thing you could be. Yeah, the Browns are a train wreck. The Guardians, I love my guards. They pushed in the playoffs a little bit there. And the Cavs are fun. Cavs are fun again. So
Cavs are fun. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
Cavs are fun.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, they'll just keep getting okay, and then all the good players will leave, and they'll just keep breaking my heart. So, but LeBron, it was fun. I was old enough. I think I was 21 in 2016, maybe.
Oh, that's perfect.
I don't know, 21, 22. Yeah, I was 21 or 22. And obviously during all the finals and stuff, and even all the next 3 years that we lost in the finals every time. Those are so fun to go out downtown, man, for all those playoff games. I mean, it was exhausting. I mean, I'm downtown 4 nights a week watching the game, but it was so fun. When we won, it was just nuts. I mean, people going through the streets, just high fiving, so much happiness. Cars flipped, people on light posts. It was nuts, man. It was surreal. But
was that this? So I'm a Cubs fan, so I'm gonna rub that in. Remember, you had 3-1 lead. It's fine. All right. People forget 3-1 lead. Was that the same like 6-month span? So you lost in the World Series, blew a 3-1 lead, go Cubbies, and then you came back from a 3-1 lead in that following
actually
summer?
flipped.
Oh, was it the NBA was first?
In June, yeah. Okay. The playoffs were in June. We won, came back from the 3-1 lead, and then we just all knew. Once we went up 3-1, we like wanted to go 2-2 because we were like, go well if we go up 3-1. We knew it, man. That was in October then, right? Or something like that. Yeah, that was 4 months later. Yeah, which was nuts. My liver was just damaged that summer.
I'm sure.
I mean,
that's gonna be crazy.
Worth it, but
that's so much better than the opposite. If you would have blown a 3-1 lead first and you have to sit with that, and then you get that, like that would be. It's glad you got one under your belt first.
Correct.
So it lessens the blow.
Hey,
At least we
that
won.
happened.
Yeah, so exactly.
That was good.
All right. Well, last question I have for you. This question I ask everyone who comes on here. You can answer it however you want, whatever comes to mind. But what gets you up in the morning?
Great question. I guess I'm big into fitness. And I want to be better than the day before, than myself. Every single day, I want to try to do something better. And I fully believe you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone except yourself the day before. So I think that that's a big driver in, hey, what can I do better today than I did yesterday? And believe me, it's up and down. It's never this. But I believe that you get better or worse every day. There's no staying the same. If you're saying it's just not true. That's something Coach Forrest and I mentioned him earlier. We talk about a lot. You either get better or worse every single day. And I want to be better than the day before. So I would say that's what drives me every single morning. And most of that comes back to my why of wanting to help other people. So, I can't help other people if I'm not, the best version of myself. So.
Awesome. Yeah. I love that answer. Well, hey, Johnny, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it. You want to go ahead and let people know where to follow you? You want to check you out on TikTok or any of that? Let people know where to check you out.
Yeah, for sure. JMO Money Mo Props, which is a stupid name. I didn't think that this would ever really turn into anything.
Yeah, now you're here, and now you have to promote yourself, and you have to use that username.
Well, wait, actually, I think, okay, sorry. My @ is just JMO_313, and that's on everything. JMO_313. And then my name on it is JMO Money Mo Problems, but I'm an idiot. I don't know. But yeah, JMO313 on everything. So, yep.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, hey, thanks again, dude. I appreciate it.